Hey guys, John Lux here, back with our playthrough of Secret of Mana. So last time we left off, Wind Palace. Right, okay, yeah, we did a little bit of grinding, and well, we honestly should do a little bit more, I think, although it's not strictly necessary, I don't believe, but we will. So last time, I believe we got through we finished 7 out of the 8 palaces. Now we have to go to the last palace, I think. And before we did that, I wanted to up our spells a little bit. Or at least for her, definitely Undine and probably Lumina as well. And, yeah. The other thing is, I was reading some of the GameFAQs forums, actually, for the original Secret of Mana, and what I thought was kind of interesting was, you know, there was some discussion of the bugs. I probably should have looked them up, but my understanding is that the Thunder Saber doesn't work, although maybe... I mean, obviously that's not for all. That's not all sabers, because the Flame Saber clearly works. So does Ice. Ice turns, you know, enemies into snowmen. Right, see... I'm not sure what other sabers there are, to be honest. Oh, Moon Saber, that definitely works. So I guess it's just Thunder Saber, but there are other bugs as well. I'm not quite certain what they are, but yeah. A lot of the armor's elemental resistances are... those don't function. And, I'm sure there's more. It's not super important. But yeah. There we go. Up to 6. I'm gonna keep going. I would like to get it to 7 because healing is paramount. I mean, you could skip this. I'm gonna try and make it a little interesting just by talking about the game. So in doing a little bit more of the research, I discovered that... Right, because I went to GameFAQs, there's a reviews section, I was skimming, or I just, you know, just scrolled down the list. Most of them are, you know, I mean, if it's still GameFAQs, they did it in the same way like Metacritic does, so like 8 to 10 is green, 6 and up, I guess, is yellow. 6 through maybe 5, 6, and 7, and then below that is red. I guess I don't. There's red, there's yellow, there's green. I don't quite know how it works, but I saw a couple of red reviews, and so I'm like, I'm kind of curious what they have to say. There are some good points. I would actually, playing through this again now, I would say I definitely agree more with the average reviews. Like, I'd probably give this a 6 or a 7. Don't get me wrong, I love the game, but it has many significant flaws, and definitely compared to, you know, there's people that are like, oh, it's the best game of all time. It's not. You know, if you're gonna do that, you actually have to compare it to modern games, which you can't. You can do, but you can't really take a game out of its time, right? So this is a 16-bit game, you know, and for the time it was amazing. It still is in many ways. The music, the art direction, I would say, both amazing things. Something that I thought about, right? Because I think a lot of that is that these people that get really mad and nitpicky. Now I can't speak for them. This is just what I think. If any of you guys have played the game and you're just kind of like, you're like, it's not good or whatever, leave a comment. I'm totally fine with that. I'm interested, but I think the majority of these people, they hear that these games are the best games of all time, and they're just not. Not especially if you're a modern gamer. What one of the reviews was doing was basically saying, well, if I compare it to this game on this point, then this other game does it better. And if I switch it to this other game for this other point, that game does things better. And you can, I guess you can do that. I think it's maybe a little bit dishonest. Yeah, we'll save, why not? Just in case. It's fine to compare the whole game to the whole other game, but picking and choosing, that's not really how these things work. You can't say, well, this other game did this one thing better, and this other game did this other thing better, therefore this game is crap compared to both games. It's like, no, that's not... What I did think was interesting, though, was because he compared it to Legend of Zelda, I assume it's a him, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, which is a fair comparison, right? Secret of Mana, I would say, is probably a game that blends... Oh, right on. But I think 7 is the highest we can go for now. Yeah. I really don't know if I'm going to be using Defender. Probably Lumina. Five, four... Oh. Well, I mean, that's probably fine. It's probably about as long as casting the other spell, right? Yeah, so I would say this is actually a fair comparison, or it would effectively be like kind of halfway between Final Fantasy and Legend of Zelda. You know, Legend of Zelda is not an RPG. It is a top-down... We'll say A Link to the Past, right, for Super Nintendo. We'll say like it's a top-down Metroidvania-ish. I don't quite know what Link to the Past would be, but we'll call it a Metroidvania for the sake of simplicity. Grandpa, Oji-san. But that's kind of the thing. I mean, this is clearly an RPG, right? It has all sorts of stats. It has levels. It have... I mean, there's levels upon levels, right? Even the weapons have levels. Your magic has levels. Everything gains experience. And the other thing was... The person was comparing it to... Well, they compared the music and the graphics, right? And so... One of the things was... and, you know... You could dislike the graphics. That's totally fine. But I think objectively, even, I mean, I would say even today, these graphics, I'm going to use art graphics in terms of like art direction, because obviously, you know, pixel stuff will not necessarily compare to photorealistic, you know, millions of polygons or whatever, right? Obviously that's not. But I think when we're talking graphics, we're talking overall that plus art direction. And I think, you know, at least graphical originality, art direction, you know, the aesthetic is overall more important than just straight up photorealism. But that's, I mean, that's just my opinion. you know, other people can have opinions, but they're like buttholes. Everyone else's stinks except for mine. You know, it's that's that's yeah, but I honestly think the graphics for this look great. Even by today's standards, just the I mean, obviously, like I said, you couldn't compare it to photorealistic stuff, but compared to even like retro pixel art, like a lot of indie games do pixel art and stuff, and I still think this looks better than most of that, just because this has so much more charm and character. Take, for example, all of this, right? We'll save, that's not a problem. You know, look at the grandpa. He's just sitting there, and he's sure that's an idle animation of him, like, nodding his head in the weird way that confused elderly people do. Take Prim, the girl. When she casts, she does, like, full-body contortion, similar to what you would think, spells cast in the D&D universe do. Wow, excuse me. But there are so many frames of animation, although apparently this even is cut down from what there was. Apparently there's far more fluid and more different poses of animation that were originally cut. But just this level of characterization for something as simple as casting a spell, moving around, you know, attacking, blocking. They have a block, they have a dodge, they have a, you know, whatever. And so Lumina level 3. We'll skip that one. But I would say just the care and charm put into it is amazing, compared to something like, well, let's compare it to Legend of Zelda first, where your character of Link is basically a square. He's more or less static. Same with all the enemies. You know, their feet move and they have some movement, but it's not like large, full body moving sprites, right? I'm not knocking the Legend of Zelda or anything, but by and large, what Secret of Mana is doing is animating more. Yeesh. Excuse me. So, you know, it's, I like them both, but I would say as far as, I mean, you can't be like, Legend of Zelda's better because the graphics are better. It's like, not really. I would say this probably is, you know, better on that front. There's also, at least in this dude's review, and I mean, I'm sure you can go find it and read it for yourself. I'm not going to try and misstate anything that they're saying, but one of the complaints, and I'm not sure, because there was, like I said, there was a couple, and maybe he didn't complain about this, or maybe he did, at least the one that I'm thinking of. He complained that the game was too colorful, and since it's about, you know, the world getting, you know, the world's in danger, it's trying to save the world, it should be darker. And I think what he was talking about was not necessarily the graphics specifically, as the mood, right? I mean, the graphics, yes, but the graphics and how they service the mood of the game. And this is definitely bright and colorful and cartoony, right? You know, the zombies moonwalk when they cast their spells. You know, the vampire was super cartoonish looking. A lot of the enemies are. They can turn you into Moogles, for example. But I'm actually okay with the cartoony aesthetic of the game. And I gotta be honest, I love the colors. It is super bright. It reminds me a lot of actually Star Wars, the original, including the story, but as far as the graphics and the mood of the game, yes, this is a game where they talk about, you know, like the sprite's whole village got wiped out. You know, people are dying. There's war. The world could end. Blah blah blah. Right? But it is a fun adventure game. It's not. I think so many people want things to be like grimdark. You know, it has to be like Final Fantasy, where everything is like a tragic fight for survival and stuff. And I'm just. It's okay for games to be fun. It's okay for games to be a little bit lighthearted. I mean, Luke saw the burned bodies of his essentially adopted parents, or adoptive parents. You know, and Princess Leia was tortured, and, you know, Jawas were genocided, I guess. I don't know what you say about that, but it's, at the end of the day, it's still a fun space adventure where they shoot lasers at each other. You know, even the Death Star, right? Blowing up planets and stuff. Still fun, still lighthearted, and I'm okay with that. I see too much grimdark in reality. Reality is pretty freaking tragic if you've had a lot of life experience. Especially seeing some of the stuff that I've seen, right? I mean, if you want everything to be grimdark, maybe you just haven't had that much life experience. I don't know. I mean, I get it. Everything doesn't have to be grimdark. It just doesn't have to be. That's it. I'm totally fine with the bright colors. I'm totally fine with having Santa Claus in it, because that's kind of silly and ridiculous a little bit. You know? What else? What was another? Yeah, I mean, even if you're going to compare the graphics to Final Fantasy, I mean, those are fairly detailed as well. At least the large sprites are, like the in-battle sprites. Or, well, when they went to Final Fantasy VI and all the sprites became the large size. But they didn't have a lot of frames of animation. Not like this. You know. What was it? The music was another complaint. And again, you can have, I mean, that's just like your opinion, man. You know what I mean? It's, one of the complaints was that all the Mana Palaces had the same theme. And I'm just like, that's your complaint? Like, we're never in this room. And sure, there's a couple times like the Water Palace where you are, where it's like the whole area, but so what? They're Mana Palaces. That's the Mana Palace theme. That's fine. Also, it's one of those where I feel like the music, even if you don't compare it to other games, right? Because sure, if you know, you could say like, you could take something like Parasite Eve. Great game. The first one. The second one, never played all the way through, but the first one has like its main theme, and then throughout the game, constantly reuses that theme, but as a variation. So there's the main theme, and then you go into the police precinct, and there'll be like the urban version of the main theme. It's really kind of neat if you've ever played it. That's also a game that has great music, by the way. Also by Squaresoft. Yeah, we'll save most of the time. How we doing? How we doing on this? Tell me about Lumina. You know. So you could do that. I assume it takes up a lot of space. Presumably, the more themes you have, the more music you have, the more space it takes up. I mean, this was released as one CD. You know, the other thing is someone mentioned the size of the cartridge or something, and I think this was a 16-bit as opposed to a 24-bit, which I believe Final Fantasy VI had. My other question, because this is... I know very little about, you know, music and the... Well, I mean, music in general, I guess I know very little about, but, like, specifically, like, the size constraints and, you know, bit rates and all that stuff, I have no idea. Not sure I want to know, to be fair, but if you guys do know, you can leave comments. I'm cool, I read everything. My impression was that this was more of a quality over quantity, because, as I understand it, the Super Nintendo had something like 8 audio channels, and my understanding is that, generally speaking, they would kind of split them. I don't know if it was 4 and 4, like 4 for the music, 4 for the sound effects, but it probably something along those lines. Secret of Mana did not. Secret of Mana used all 8, which is something I thought of earlier, because I just found this out earlier today. Or I thought of in a previous episode where I'm like, you know, the music gets interrupted whenever there's a sound effect. And that's what it does. It just kind of overwrites that note or whatever with the sound effect. You could probably hear it going on here. Yeah, a little bit. There's like one of the melodies or something is... And then it comes in again, yeah. But, I mean, I think it probably takes up more space then. And then probably also, so that's a constraint. But honestly, I mean, I like it. I was reading a review of or not a review as much of a discussion of the music, and they mentioned that they don't use brass in this soundtrack, or maybe it's just really, I don't know if they don't use any. That was the impression I got, but maybe they just use very little. Instead, the artist did mostly like woodwind and you know, instruments that would be more natural, I guess. Which is kind of neat, but also just, I mean, to my untrained ear, when you're out there in the wilderness, all these different little melodies and stuff, all the different layers, it just seems really, I don't know, rich. It seems like the sound is like really, really rich. I don't know how to describe it. It's not just like a single melody and then like a harmony line or something like that. It's like an actual, like a lot of different sounds. So, saw something out of the corner of my eye. I thought it might have been a cat, but it wasn't. They're both asleep at this point, thankfully. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know how much more I have to say. I will say that obviously the game does have flaws. I will defend the game against what I think are undeserved criticisms, right? Like a lot of people, the hype is a big problem. When you hear people that played the game as kids like myself, oh my god, Secret of Mana, best game ever, most amazing game, blah, blah, blah. And then you play it and as an adult, having never played it, and hearing all the hype, you're just kind of like, eh. Which is true. Playing it through now, I'm like, yeah, now that we've played all sorts of different games. You know, Final Fantasy VI comes to mind. Final Fantasy VI, way more in-depth story. This one has a very simplistic story, similar to Star Wars, the first Star Wars. You know, in the first Star Wars, the characters were more or less one-dimensional. I think Han Solo was the only one that actually really had an arc. You know, Luke was a cliche, the hero, you know, the optimistic youth or whatever, you know? Leia was the spunky girl. You know, there's a large weapon that can shoot lasers at stuff, which we may see in this. You know, just, they're tropes. I mean, Han is not a static character because he changes by the end, but he's still a cliche, so... What is that, 7? Yeah, let's save, and then I guess we'll continue. But yeah, I mean, there are plenty of flaws. The combat definitely has some issues. The story is simple, but I'm alright with that. It's not necessarily a flaw. It can be if you're looking at it to be, or you want it to be. But yeah, I think a lot of people just come into it expecting the greatest game of all time, and you know, it's not, and then they're let down, and that's a problem. But a lot of people also want to take little things. They just want to be angry, and they want to, like, for whatever reason, they want to make mountains out of molehills, right? And so they take, like, small things and make them, oh my god, the game has cartoony graphics, who cares, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I don't know. Like I said, I think it's fine. I'm still having a good time. I hope you guys are too. Now that we've spent basically half an hour grinding, getting our magic up a little bit more, let's head to the... I'm not sure what it's called. I think they called it the Tree Palace. Here, right? Which we were able to go to before. I'm gonna switch to the overhead view, and then we will land on it directly, I hope. Oh, right on the side. There we are. You know, that's the other thing, is why... I mean, you could definitely tell that after, and maybe right at the Fire Palace, is where all the... They had to cut content, right? Because even the Fire Palace was kind of like... maybe a little bit rushed. Oh, you gotta find the seed, you gotta bring the seed back. It's like you did it a couple times. But after that it was, you know, find the Dark Palace, go through this one cave, and then fight a boss, you get that. Then go to the, go to Gold City, climb up a tower, fight a couple bosses, get that one. Go to the Moon Palace, run, you're in a big room, find the exit, you know? It's like there's definitely a section that was like, we gotta cut stuff down, because the whole, like, courage thing, right? Why do we need to see Sage Jock to get courage? I mean, and then maybe it was in the Japanese release, and it was just a lot of things were cut from that script and brought into English as well. Maybe that was something that was in there. Who knows? Who knows? But let me take another drink first. I forgot I had this, like, Long Island iced tea mix in my fridge, so I poured myself a little Glencairn of that, and yeah. Honestly, I hope that, you know, that little 25-minute rambling was pretty interesting. I tried to make it. I think about this stuff a lot. Aha! So, glad to see you. You're going to like this. So one of those is Sheik's, and one is Fana? Fanha? The ancient continent will surface once I've broken all the palace seals. You know, that's the other thing. I think I was reading the... I believe it was actually the Seiken Densetsu 3 manual, where it kind of, the little blurb, the story blurb, like it gives you the history. Maybe it was that. It said, like, the mana fortress that it talked about in the intro was used in a war between the gods. Not that humans built it, you know, while they were abusing the powers of mana. And so the hero had to... Actually, no, the intro did say that, right? Because then the gods sent the mana beast to destroy the fortress, but the impression I got, which I don't think they ever cover in this, is that one of the gods used the mana fortress and another god sent the mana beast to destroy the fortress, and the mana beast was just like killing humans and everything else. And so the hero was like, I'm gonna stop you, I'm gonna stop you, I'm gonna stop all mana. That's my impression of what happens. Maybe it got changed between the game and the following game, but... Or maybe it was something that was left out of this. Who knows? The ancient continent will surface once I've broken all the palace seals. Once I break this last seal, the mana fortress will rise. Too bad you won't be around. He also talked about the ancient continent, as if that's the mana fortress. Who wants the job? Sheiks. I owe them one since the Republic. Leave it to me. What does that even mean? Did we fight sheiks at the Republic? Was Sheiks the one that was controlling the... Was it a king of Tasnica? Or was Sheiks... No. It's a kingdom of Pandora, so I was gonna say if maybe Sheiks was the one that was in Pandora, but no, that was Thanatos. The Republic was Tasnica. Yeah, I mean, I guess this was the dude that was controlling the Tasnica king dude. I don't know who the Dark Ninja was, but I don't think it was Sheiks. Maybe it was... Actually, maybe that was Sheiks. Maybe it was like a placeholder, but probably not, because a cut thing. Who knows? All right, Sheiks. You're the Darkstalker? Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay. Behold, have a taste of my true power. All right. Oh. Ha, the underworld gives us its strength. I'll squash you. I mean, that's potentially a hint because, you know, Thanatos. Alright. The contract we signed with the underworld gives us control of this world. To keep humans under my control, we're reviving the Mana Fortress. Now your time is over. Oh, right on. Let's find out what it is. Aegagropilon. Oh, it hurt. Oh, repelled the magic? Well, alright. Well, now... Ooh, hey. Well, if she's gonna keep getting burst... Oh, did that... Really? Well, there we go. Why are you not attacking? I wonder if this thing is supposed to be broken. Because they're not attacking at all. Oh, it jumped. Where's it going? Oh, ball form, huh? Is it... Whoa, dude. Dude. Okay, you. Just as a precaution. Is it? Alright, it's probably able to be hit again now. Oh, ouch. See, I don't like. That I think is kind of BS. Where it just touching it hurts you. Oh boy, is unconscious. I'm gonna try and do a power attack if I may. Or I guess not. Let's see if it's still got wall on it. Oh, maybe Dispel works. Repelled the magic. Okay, well. Oh, but can't undo wall. Screw you, buddy. Can I put wall on myself? Oh, I don't have wall. So I know wall is a spell you get from this palace's, well, elemental spirit, but not... But that... I guess... Well, then again, maybe that's part of the reason we're sealing the stuff, to take their powers away. Oh, right on. Good job, guys. That was kind of interesting. I mean, yeah, it's immune to magic, so you gotta use weapons and stuff. Just... yeah. Way to go! Got the spear orb. Excellent. Sheiks, I can't believe this. Wow! The stage is just above us. Let's go. Oh. That's not a door. Where do these go? I guess that way? I was half expecting another boss fight. Interesting. So that must mean it is emitting mana to the world. The seal's melting. We're not gonna make it. I just have to seal it again, dude. No good. It's too late. Why? Get out of here now. That's the little dryad. I am Dryad, the tree spirit. The seals on the world's seeds have been broken. The continent that sleeps beneath this palace will soon rise. Leave now. What about you? I wasn't able to save this palace. I'll go down with it. Idiot, what will that serve? Come, help us save mana. Thanatos sealed my mana magic. I won't be of much help. Don't worry, let's go. Hurry! Well, okay, I'll do what I can. Gain Dryad's powers. Yay. Yeah, I don't really understand. Oh no, it's rising! Call Flammy! I don't understand why... So while we were... See, that doesn't make sense. While we were going and sealing all of the seeds, they were just falling behind us and unsealing them? Like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah. So, right. But then why, let's assume they were all unsealed. Why couldn't I just seal them again? Right? There it is, it's rising out of the water. I think that's cool. And now the music has changed. Well, now what do? We go back down there? Oh, what's up, Gemma? Alright, let's talk to him. He's just chilling. Randy, the sunken continent has surfaced. The fortress is there. I brought troops here to keep the Empire from taking the Mana Fortress. There's an ancient city under this grand palace. We must get into it. Emperor Vandal is working for the underworld. This place is full of monsters. Though your sword isn't fully powered, you need it to stop the Emperor. We'll fight off the Imperial troops here. You catch up with those soldiers. So... I need to go underneath. Well... we can't go any further. Look for another way. Well, there's some stairs right there, so... what I probably should do, since we got the spear orb, is go get my spear reforged. Yeah. Alright, let's, what, northwest? Still, I love that. That's cool. It's like you can see something under the water. You know it's like a coral reef or whatever, but you can see the actual, like, Grand Palace under there as well, and you're like, So that's awesome. This is Pandora. Guy's navel. Is this, the Witch's Palace? Let's go to... where do we want to go? The, Matango. Alright. Talk to me, dude. Alright. His legs must be huge for him to just be constantly running around and showing up wherever I'm at. Oh, we got a sword orb, too. Excalibur to the Masamune. Oceanid Spear. Gigas Lance. And... alright then. Should we... which way? Is this the right way? Yeah. And... yeah, we'll save. I mean, I guess we don't have to. We could just go to the Wind Palace, I suppose. But yeah, it's fine. Whatever. It's fine. Let's check our... 4 out of 7. Yeah, we're gonna be using this. And she's using... what is she? The axe? Okay. Oh, yeah, the Dryad, right? 6. Alright, so Dryad for him. Sleep Flower. Lulls enemies to sleep. Burst. Hidden energy strikes enemies. I think that's the strongest attack spell in the game. We'll probably, who knows, though. And then there's a third. The Mana Magic is sealed. That'll... or Thanatos seals it. So maybe once we defeat Thanatos, we can unseal it. Ooh, Sylphid's really close. Dryad Revivifier sends the Reaper running, so I believe it's life. Wall makes a barrier to ward off magic. Pretty awesome. Can I use Revive Fire? 10. No. Wall. Well. Oh man. Yeah, I'm not super thrilled with that music, to be honest. Well. 4, 4, 4, 4. May as well go to the Sunken Palace. Or should we not? Because it's almost time. Crap. Let's, yeah, you know what? Sorry guys, we're gonna... The Sunken Palace, we probably just need to go straight there and just do that. That's like... It's a pretty long dungeon if I'm remembering right, and I don't think we're gonna be able to do it in like 15 minutes or less. So... We'll, man. We'll grind for a little bit more, at least on the magic. So what happens if I cast Wall on myself again? Yeah, see this, see, even this, like how did this happen? Nothing's happening. Once it's unsealed, it's just like, oh, all the mana automatically goes there and there's nothing you can do about it. That's kind of crap. Right? Seems like we can cast Wall on ourselves repeatedly, although it's just the casting, I think, that does it, not the, not anything else. Man. And these are pricey too, like the Revive. Hopefully I'll never use that, but that's a better... You know, it's like another... Oh, come on, dude. There we go. It's another option for, you know, if we run out of Cups of Wishes. We definitely just need more magic. Oh, yeah. Because these, you know, it takes 10 or 6. We're probably not going to use Wall just because... I mean, maybe, but... Unlikely. Crap, that was too early. Oh, there you go. And she can only cast it 6 times, which is a little annoying, but... You know, she'll gain more. She'll gain more. What else? So next time, the Sunken Palace, or Grand Palace, one of the two, whatever you want to call it. I mean, we're pretty close to the end. I think we go through that. We go through the Sunken Palace / Grand Palace. And then, I don't quite remember. I think... What happens if we go back to the Water Palace and talk to Luca? Because Luca knows everything, right? I wonder if she's got some dialogue. Ah, crap. Like, I thought we had to go back there at one point, but... Because for some reason, like, maybe we... I know we went back there, like, they unsealed the seed, and we went back there and resealed it. Why is it not permanent? Well, I guess it's the powers of the underworld that are just super strong. The powers of evil, Darth. When I left you, I was but a student. Now I am the master. Only a master of evil! Oh, you. Yeah, I mean, so there's that. There's the Sunken Palace / Grand Palace, whatever. Then, I think we go to Pure Land after this. And then, I think the Mana Fortress. That might be it. 3 areas. Maybe. I honestly don't recall a whole lot. Not the specifics. I mean, I remember like the kind of general stuff, and then, you know, like I remember once we get through the Sunken Palace and they tell you to go to Pure Land. But I feel like we go through the Sunken Palace a couple times, but maybe what we just did was the first time. I don't... Who knows? Also, if we had left Dryad in the palace, Dryad would be toast, and then we'd never be able to beat the game. Like, you know, of course, the powers that were sealed by Thanatos are the ones that are going to let us beat the game, right? I mean, that's... Of course, that's how it goes. Oh, this power of mine was sealed. It was sealed by the final boss man. It's like, oh, okay. So, this great magic power. Oh, is there another boss after the final boss man? You know? I mean, there is, of course. It's just a question of who. Who is it? Yeah. Oh, there you go. Counter 1. So you get to 99 and then it rolls over. That's cool. That's awesome. Alright, well. Our level is 3. I'm happy about that, I suppose. Now watch us never use this stuff, right? To be fair, we probably will use Revivifier. We'll probably use it. I don't know if it changes at all based on level. I'm hoping that it would, I mean, you could guess that it would be hit points, but it's probably just a couple wishes where it just, refills your hit points and nothing else, but... I mean, it could be, since it's a spell and it has levels, that maybe it only does 20% of your life at first or something. I don't know. It'd be nice if it did 100% and then... I don't know. There's probably no reason to level up the skills, but whatever. Oh, what I actually will tell you is, yes, the sealed magic is a reason to level this up. You will need it. It is required. Which is kind of funny, actually, that it's like you get all the seeds, you get all the magic from all the different elementals, but at the end of the day, it's just the one. It's just one of them that does it. You don't need any of the others. It's just the one. That's a little silly, but, you know. No, I'm just tired. I'm not tired of this. I'm just exhausted physically. Like, sleep deprived more than usual. I've been on call for the last couple days, and it's been sort of a weird week because we haven't had a lot of cases to do, and so what blows my mind is that hospitals are basically run like fast food as far as like staffing requirements. You know, if you have nurses or you know, people that do surgeries, procedures, stuff like that, if there's no cases, they don't want you to sit around taking a paycheck. They'll send you home, or at least they will with us. And many other places that I've either worked at or been aware of. And that kind of sucks. I mean, I like going home. I don't like sitting around at work not doing anything. That drives me crazy. And that's what we've basically been doing, at least until they send us home. So it's kind of odd. So the last few days, we get sent home and I'm on call, and that kind of helps a little bit because I can at least do stuff. But I'm still on call, so I have to listen for emergencies to come up. And if they do, then I have to run back into work, and so you can't really relax and stuff. It's a huge pain, but I've been called in both nights for the past couple days, so I'm just like... And then today, for some reason, even though it's been like dead all week, like nobody's had any cases. There's been a couple cases, but nobody's really had any. And then today, like the whole week's worth is basically just stacked on, and you're like, what the heck? You know, so then it's like after slacking all week, they basically, oh, hurry up now. Oh, now you have to hurry because whatever. And it's just like, so it's tiring. Lack of sleep plus just the week. How much more? A little bit more. We just hit level 5. That's good. I will save ya. Now, I mean, with this, it's, you know, it doesn't give you experience in the same way that your weapons will do. We may actually have to do some, like, physical grinding, but we'll see. I think that's just gonna come. And especially once we get to the Pure Land, we may do some grinding there, because there's, like, rare drops. Although, honestly, I think once we get to the last area, there's rare drops there as well that will... Those are what we're gonna want. You know? Because I think once we're done with the Sunken Palace, we get access to a shop that sells the... not the best equipment in the game, but the best purchasable equipment in the game, I think. And then I think from that point on, the best stuff you have to find. So we'll see. We'll see. But the magic, you know, I mean, will help. We'll have to grind our magic up, because there's a few bosses, like I think the Blue Dragon, that are huge pain in the butts without it. So we'll probably end up grinding for armor, and then of course for you know, magic spells and stuff. All right, well, that is it for today. Let me just save again, just because I just want to make sure. Paranoid. There we go. Yeah, thanks guys so much for your time and attention. Really do appreciate it. Really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Even though it was a lot of talking and stuff, I feel like, at least I'm hoping it wasn't boring. I know a lot of times I ramble, But I think at least with this time, I was able to... I have a really hard time splitting my attention, so that's why my commentary is mostly shite. I'll be honest, right? It's aggressively mediocre is what I will say, but the... at least when I could kind of zone out for this stuff and just do whatever, I think that helped me focus on that a little bit better. And I've been thinking about this for the last couple days, so I think that kind of helps. But yeah, any questions, comments, concerns about anything that I said or just anything in general, leave a message. Hopefully YouTube won't delete it, and I'm pretty sure BitChute's not going to tell me, so... I mean, if you do leave a message on the BitChute, and I will probably never see it. I'm sorry, I just don't. It doesn't it doesn't notify me anymore, and I don't go back through and check the videos. But yeah, if you do leave a message and it's not deleted and I do notice it, then I'll read it. I read all of them and I try and respond to all of them. It usually takes me a few days though, because of either work or laziness. What is your guys' unique positive moment for today? For me, it's the alcohol, actually. I like it, even though I haven't had it in a while. But that's my unique positive moment, that I remembered that I was in there. Hopefully your guys is just as good, if not better. Hopefully better, of course. And I hope to see you guys next time. Till then, guys, take care.